Hello everyone, this is CJNovo992 and today we are here with another brand new video. Now this video right here is going to be very different than what we've been doing recently on the channel, because since the lockdown is here, I know a lot of you guys are struggling, a lot of you are like me and you're spinning out on the old noggin right here, and we've just been trying to have a laugh on this channel. That's what we've been doing. We've been playing games, we've been playing with subscribers, we've been playing with professional football players, we've been just trying to have a laugh and just trying to get those hours flying by a bit quicker as we're all stuck in this lockdown. However, today's video is going to be a lot more serious because we need to discuss something that is very serious and possibly very damaging to our entire league. And if I'm honest, it pretty much backs up what some of us have been saying for a very long time. Now, just in case you don't know what I'm talking about, or if you're completely out of the loop because of the lockdown scenario that we're finding ourselves in, we are here to talk about the Spfl and their proposal that apparently should have failed yesterday. But before we go any further on with today's video, again, I just want to confirm, as this is a very serious subject, I'm going to try my best to break down what's been going on. It is a very mental situation, but again, I'm not an expert at all on anything I'm about to talk about. I didn't ken illegal this and illegal that. I'm just an idiot with a camera, lads, so bear with me. Right, to give you the full story, we have to go back a couple of days when the SPFL put forward a proposal on to finish the seasons prematurely from the bottom all the way up to the top of Scottish football. In this proposal, it was put forward that the seasons would finish and the rest of the games would go on a points per game basis. The exact same points per game basis, by the way, that was laughed at and shut down immediately in the English FA. But up here in Scottish football, we decided that was a good idea. But it is important to mention that this proposal would have only ended the bottom three divisions right up to the Championship now, and later, if the top flight of Scottish football couldn't come back, if they couldn't get the rest of the games to go forward, they would then go right into our league, meaning league titles and relegation handed out on a points per game basis across the board. Now, so far, nothing too crazy or mental so far. It's just a very bad idea, because league titles have to be won, not awarded, and relegations cannot be handed out like that. I mean, how many times have we seen Hamilton look dead and buried round about this time of the season, but somehow claw their way back up and survive? You can't relegate teams, you can't award teams, but again, I'm not want to get into that discussion. I've already talked about that in a previous video on this channel. We are here to look beyond titles and relegations, all those things that's getting so many people caught up in arguing, that they've sort of looked beyond the most important thing and something that could be damaging Scottish football to its core. And that is the powers that are in charge of this game, because what happens next is absolutely mental. Because the SPFL asked all clubs to answer whether they're for or against this idea by 5 PM yesterday. Now, 5 PM came and went, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and from the way it looked, from the outside looking in, it looked like this proposal was rejected because it needed only 3 votes from the Championship to throw this entire thing over the old shoulder. And it certainly appeared that the 3 votes did come, because you had Partick Thistle, Inverness, Caley Thistle and Dundee voting against it, which should have been the end of this wee discussion right here, right now. However, this is Scottish football with the powers that be that's in charge of our game. It is never ever that simple, because the SPFL is now claiming that they received no vote from Dundee. Now, just to clarify, that's not a no vote, that's a not a vote at all, whether it's a yes or a no. They said they received nothing for Dundee, despite the fact that several people since that statement from the SPFL has came out and said they know for a fact Dundee voted and were before the 5 PM deadline. And that's despite the fact that the Inverness Caley Thistle CEO has said that he's got timestamps from messages at 4:24 PM saying that they voted no on the proposal. That's Dundee, by the way. And he also said he's then got a message at 4:52 PM confirming that Dundee voted on the proposal. And oh, by the way, here's a picture of Partick Thistle rejecting the proposal. Here's a picture of the voting slip of Inverness Caley Thistle rejecting the proposal. And here is a photo signed by the managing director of Dundee, John Neems, rejecting the proposal by the SPFL, even though they said that they didn't receive it. But believe it or no, this crazy episode of House of Cards that we find ourselves in, Disney, stop there. It just keeps going, because that 5 PM deadline we talked about wasn't a deadline after all. It was actually just more of a suggestion to get the clubs to come in and vote, because now the clubs, including Dundee, who hasn't voted even, now have 28 days left to vote on what they want to do, which I find really strange, especially considering the fact that the SPFL rejected you Rangers sort of counter proposal, or maybe even just a suggestion about giving the clubs the money. Now, all these clubs that we know are struggling, especially in the bottom half of Scottish football, through those 3 divisions near the bottom, they are desperately in need for cash. Rangers went, just pay them now, and then we'll sort all the rest of it out as we go along. But the Spfl rejected that. They kind of rubbished it and put it to one side and said later on, why try and go ahead and do something that's going to take more weeks and weeks and weeks to sort out. Yet now they're willing to wait weeks upon weeks to try and get the vote that they need. To me, that's baffling. But again, it doesn't stop there. We need to dive further in to this rabbit hole, because not only did all that happen that we've already discussed, but the Spfl went ahead and revealed the results so far, basically putting so much pressure on Dundee, because now Dundee know, and everyone at that football club knows, that it rests solely on them, especially considering that they can turn the tide, either go with it or reject it. They went ahead and made that public. I have never ever seen that before, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and release in results before it's actually finished. Now, the one thing I do want to say regarding Dundee is I find it very, very strange that they've actually been so silent about this entire situation, because everyone has put a spotlight on this football club, and they could clear it up for us like that, because right now it's gone back and forth, and they've allegedly said no, they filled that in. So why have they no come out and says, no, I definitely did? Or even the flip side is, no, I'm going to agree to the proposal. The fact that they've been silent on this on an entire issue, despite everyone talking at them and looking at them, makes me very, very curious to why that is. But that leads us down the old road of speculation. I don't want to go there quite yet. Let's pull in the old reins, ladies and gentlemen, and stick to what we do know. And what we had was a fantastic discussion on the radio, which I cannot believe I'm saying, by the way, with people in the know who was a part of the voting procedure, tearing this thing apart and saying something's no right with what is actually being reported on the other end. And also, as Dundee was very silent about the subject, as you know, Rangers very rarely are, and that leads us to an absolute phenomenal statement by Rangers Football Club, which I'm now going to read out in its entire thing, because let's be honest, I'd probably just mess it up if I tried to read it on my own. We have been presented with evidence via a whistleblower that raises serious concerns surrounding the SPFL's processes relating to its stewardship of its voting on the resolution presented to the members club. Rangers interim chairman Douglas Park attempted to discuss this evidence with the SPFL's chief executive Neil Doncaster, who initially refused to do so. The SPFL followed up that call with an email which we believe was a thinly disguised attempt to silence legitimate concerns. Rangers will not be bullied into silence. We believe it is in the interest of all Scottish clubs and supporters that the evidence which is alarming be addressed as quickly as possible. The voting debacle and the evidence we possess raise serious questions concerning the corporate governance of the SPFL. Mr. Park said, the lack of leadership and responsibility from the SPFL as a members organisation has shocked me. If there was ever a time for complete openness and transparency, it is now. Crucial decisions are being made on the issues of promotion and relegation behind closed doors without proper time for consideration or debate. The farcical conduct of the affair seems to me to bring the corporate governance and business operations of the SPFL into sharp focus. It is an example of the undemocratic culture which has existed within the SPFL far too long. As a member club, we are disturbed by the evidence that has been presented and feel there is no choice but to call for an independent investigation into this entire matter. Each member of the SPFL board has the duty to its members to ensure that such an investigation is instructed without delay. All we ask is for equality and respect. In the past few days, we have become alarmed at a seemingly lack of even-handedness and fair play from the SPFL. This is surely unacceptable and, if substantiated, must be remedied. Other member clubs who have seen the evidence we hold share our concern. We call for a suspension of the SPFL's chief executive Neil Doncaster and its legal advisor Rod McKenzie while an independent investigation is conducted. That right there is absolutely perfection. And I'll tell you what, as damaging as this will be to our league if this is backed up and proved by Rangers Football Club and the other clubs that apparently are coming forward or who have evidence regarding the SPFL, as damaging as that could be to our entire game with what reputation we have left, this also could be the best thing to move Scottish football finally forward, ladies and gentlemen, because as I've said many times on this channel, it is moving forward on the park. I think our league is as strong as it's been in a very, very long time. However, off the field, it's still been just pulled back by the same problems it's had for God knows how long? But that possible bright future for Scottish football will only happen if Rangers can back up what they say, and I hope and pray that they do very, very soon, ladies and gentlemen, because if they came out with a statement like that, what we just read out, which is absolute fire, they must have something pretty massive, especially considering they called for the immediate suspension. But again, as I'm currently recording today's video, nothing has been confirmed, denied or proved. It is all alleged stuff so far in today's video, but that is my thoughts and reactions on it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Now you know, and you've been caught up with this mad situation, mad story in Scottish football. What is your thoughts and opinions on what is happening within our game? Make sure to be letting me know, and as always, I've been Siege92. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you and your families are alright, you're staying safe and you're staying inside. I will be back with another video tomorrow, and bye.